back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another story time today. And if you're new here, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, everyone. Just do it right now. Like and subscribe to my channel. And as we go on, you can comment whatever you need to comment, but don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. All right, today I'm gonna do things a little bit differently. I'm gonna do my makeup as I tell this story. I think it's a little bit more interesting when you're watching me do my makeup and you're listening to this interesting story that I have to tell. So pretty much with this story, I was kind of nervous about telling this story because even over time when I did tell people in real life about my experience and what I pretty much seen, a lot of people did not believe me, but the people that did believe me, it was more so like my friends, people that, would look at me and be like, why would Renee lie about a story like this? So before I get into the story, please do not forget to like and subscribe to my channel. All right, I'm gonna start from the beginning. The story happened a very long time ago, so I'm gonna try and take my time with everything that I need to talk about. So for now, let's start my makeup. Okay, put my hair in a ponytail or a bun, whatever happens. All right, okay, so let's get into this story. Right now I'm drinking a beer, so cheers to whoever else that's drinking right now. Yum. Let's start from the very, very beginning. So don't pay attention to my makeup skills. Don't take in what I'm doing with my makeup. I'm just doing my makeup for fun while I tell this story. Listen to every little detail, okay? So me, I'm the kind of person that believes in different things. So let me ask you guys a question. Do you guys believe in mythical creatures? That could be mermaids, that could be fairies, that could be like pixies, stuff like that. Like, do you believe in aliens? Do you believe in anything like that? Because I'm the kind of person that is very open-minded and I give things a chance. I feel like we are not the only people roaming on this earth. You know what I mean? I feel like there's a lot more to life. A lot more to life than just humans. Like just us here on planet Earth, to be honest. I'm looking over here because I have a mirror over here. All right, so let's go back in time. So back in 2001, 2002, when I used to live in Brookwell, pretty much, that's Keel and Shepherd in Toronto. And I had a friend named Renee. I'm just gonna keep real names in the story because I don't really talk to these people anymore. So it really doesn't even matter. And honestly, this story took place in 2001, 2002. So I was maybe 6 or 7 years old, grade 2. I was in grade 2. So let's go back. So pretty much Renee, she was in this program. It's called the Girl Scouts. Pretty much her mom put her into a program called the Girl Scouts, and there were different levels to the Girl Scouts. The level that I was in was called Brownie Scouts. I was in Brownie Scouts, and pretty much it starts from daisies, juniors, and stuff like that. It goes all the way up from senior kindergarten all the way up to grade 12. That's the levels of the Girl Scouts pretty much. I was in Brownies. So pretty much when you're in the Brownie Scouts, you would get like different badges when you accomplish different tasks or different skills, different things. So it was pretty much like, it's so random because she was in the group, but I feel like I only got into the group because maybe my mom had work or whatever the case may be. So I don't know, my mom randomly just put me into the program. Her friend had her daughter in it, so she put me into the program as well. None of my siblings got put into the program except for me, which is interesting. So pretty much, Renee was already a part of the group, so when I came, she already had her little friends and stuff like that. Also with the Brownie Scouts, Girl Scouts, you would sell like mint cookies, like you would do different fundraisers, like to gain money for charities and stuff like that. So there were times where like I would go to the program. I would go to the program and we would just do different things, different activities, different games, different like people will come in with like animals and stuff like that. It was pretty cute. It was a fun time. Honestly, I feel like me being in that program, that's the reason why I'm so adventurous today. Like I don't mind doing like adventurous things. I don't mind going on road trips. I don't mind going on hikes, trail hiking, looking at different animals and stuff like that. I really felt like this program just helped a lot with me exploring and stuff like that. So pretty much there was a time where we had to go on a field trip. I have no idea where this field trip was. I wish I could remember it till this day. Like, I've even been trying to research where exactly we went. So pretty much on this field trip, it was a whole bunch of girls, and I remember we would get on the school bus and we drove very, very far away. It really felt like maybe like 3 hours away from where I was at, 3 hours away from Toronto. When I tried to research recently, I tried to find different areas like Brownie Scouts groups, like what field trips would we go to, and it mentioned this place. I can't remember what it's called, but they mentioned it that it's like maybe like 3 hours away. So I was thinking, okay, maybe that is the place, you know? So I'm like, okay, I was doing my little research on that, and I was trying to see if anyone had seen any fairy sightings in the area of that area, and I did see a few articles about it. So I'm like, okay, all right. And not only that, my reasoning for even telling the story is because I was recently on YouTube watching a story time, and I seen a girl. She was talking about mythical creatures, and she was talking about fairies, and she was describing fairies and stuff like that. And the way how she was describing the fairies, I was honestly shook. I was taken back because I've never heard someone else tell a story about fairies, and the details were exactly how I told my details. Exactly what I seen is exactly how she explained it in her story. So I was just like, oh my God, like, wow, like, this is incredible. Somebody else had spotted it. A lot of people wrote in her comments too, saying that they spotted fairies as well. Different situations, they've seen them in their garden, they've seen them in forests, stuff like that. So I'm just like, okay. This is so hard doing my makeup and telling the story at the same time. I don't know how you girls do it, but I'm just trying to tell the story. Damn, maybe I should have just told the story and not doing makeup. But whatever, I need to get my daughter in a bit too, so I'm not trying to rush into my story. But yeah, so pretty much we went on a field trip. It was 3 hours away. Let's just say it was 3 hours away because it felt super far. So we stayed for the weekend. I remember my mom dropped me off to the school. Renee's mom dropped her off to the school, and we made our way. We had our sleeping bags or whatever the case. We had pillows with us and stuff like that. So it was legit a full weekend trip, overnight trip. We weren't coming back home. I remember when we got there, there were other groups there as well, a part of the Scouts. So pretty much there would be Boy Scouts there, and there were other little kids there. They're most likely the Daisies there. And then you'd have the juniors there. You'd have older kids there as well. I guess it was just like a full field trip for the Scouts, for the Boys and Girl Scouts. So pretty much we're there, and I don't fully remember the first day, but I remember the second day. So let's get into the second day because that's legit where the story is at. So pretty much, there was a time where we all went like walking through trails. So pretty much it was cute. They had arrows on the trees that would lead us to different ways, different trails, different walkings, different things to see. And I remember one specific time we went through a certain trail, and I remember the lady telling me, we walked through a trail, and there was a huge, when I tell you big, okay, I was small. So usually when you're small, a lot of things seem bigger to you. I was small. So there was this huge golden mushroom just in the middle of the forest. And I'm like, wow, like a big golden mushroom. It was a huge mushroom. It was gold. I walked up to it, and I was just about to touch it. One of the teachers, one of the guides, one of the leaders, she was like, don't touch it or you're not going to see the fairies tonight. So I'm like, the fairies? We're going to see fairies? I'm like, oh, that's so cool. Like, you know, we're going to see fairies. I didn't know fairies were real. You know, that's how I'm thinking back in that time when she had mentioned it to me. So I was like, okay. So I didn't touch it. I didn't touch it at all. No one touched it. We wanted to see the fairies at night. Nobody touched it. So pretty much the plan was we were all going to come back out maybe around the evening, maybe like around 5-ish, to have like a bonfire. And during the bonfire, we would be able to see the fairies. That was the plan. That's what the leaders had told us. While we're there now, I remember a lot of the students were loud, misbehaving, maybe running around, maybe not listening to the leaders and stuff like that. So the leaders were like, oh no, since you guys are not listening, since you guys are not behaving, we're not going to go outside and see the fairies tonight. We're going to stay in our dorms. And I remember being bummed. I'm like, what? We're not going to be able to see the fairies? I was just in my own world. Ever since she made that comment about not touching the golden mushroom and you're not going to see the fairies, I'm like, I'm not touching it because I really want to see the fairies. when they had told us that we weren't gonna see the fairies because we were not listening, I was just bummed. I'm just like, that's crazy. I really was looking forward to that. So whatever. Go into nighttime now. We're all in our dorms. And let me explain how the dorm looked. So pretty much when you walk into the room, as soon as you walk into the room, right here on the right side, yep, right here on the right side, there's a bunk bed. There's a bottom and top bunk right here. You go in a little bit more, right here on the left side corner, there's another bunk bed. Right straight ahead in front of you, there's a window. So beside the window here, there's another bunk bed beside it on that same exact wall. The way how this bunk bed is set up, right here on the right side of the wall, like as you enter the room and go into the corner of the hut inside of the dorms, you'll see another window right there on the wall, right? So that's pretty much how the room looked. So there's pretty much 2, 4, 6 girls in the room at one time. I remember when I got there, I took the top bunk, and my friend Renee, she stayed on the bottom. And I don't remember all the girls' names, but I only remember one girl specifically because look at how I'm sweating. Like, what the fuck? Top lip is sweating, and like, I'm trying to tell a story. My fucking lip is sweating, babe. So pretty much, I don't remember all the girls' names. I just remember one girl specifically because when I had seen the fairy, I was calling out to her, right? So that's how the room pretty much looks. So now we're in the dorms at nighttime after the fact that we could not see the fairies. We had to go to bed. You know, they lock us up in the room pretty much until the next day. So I remember I was in the room, nighttime. Everyone's sleeping in my dorm. Everyone's sleeping. And I'm just laying back. I'm not really sure why I was up. I was just up. I couldn't sleep. So I remember just laying there. And I'm laying down like on my pillow. And I'm looking right across from me at the window that's closer to the bunk bed on the side that has the window, like the window that was beside my bed. I'm looking at the window that's further down inside the room. So I'm like, okay, just looking out the window. And then I see something glistening. And I'm like, what is that? I was just so curious. I'm like, what is that at the window? I'm just seeing it fly around. And I'm like, oh, a fairy. I'm like, a fucking fairy. I couldn't believe my eyes. I honestly and truly could not believe my eyes. Because, you know, when adults tell you certain things that you're just like, oh no, like, you know, they're just joking around. But honestly, the time that she did tell me about seeing the fairies and she told everyone that we're going to see the fairies at night, I feel like because it was in my mind so hard, I feel like the fairies came to me. I really and truly felt like they came to me because I already had it on my mind. So there was 2 fairies that I spotted. So the way how it was, it was like, it's like a bird. It's like a good decent size, just flying around. It gave me Tinkerbell vibes. After watching the girl on YouTube telling the same exact thing, saying that it was like Tinkerbell, her name is Haley Reese. If you guys want to search her YouTube page, I just recently found her today. Haley Reese, she also talked about seeing fairies. So pretty much it gave me Tinkerbell vibes because the way how it flew around, you would see like the sparkles at the end. I could not believe my eyes. And when I tell you, a lot of people around the world are not going to believe what I've seen. But when I tell you, that is exactly what I seen. That is exactly what I seen. I was so shocked. So it was at this window. I was staring at the window. I seen it flying by the window. And then it came to the window closest to me. So I'm just staring there looking at it. I legit see the wings and everything. They're like transparent. The wings are like transparent but gold. It was just glowing and glistening and just going. There's 2 of them. There was one by me at this window, and then at the other window there was another one. Just flying. I'm like, oh my God, Zoe. I'm trying to wake up one of the other girls to look out the window because the girl said that there was gonna be fairies at night, but we missed it because we had to go to bed. So I'm trying to tell the girl to wake up, and then one of the leaders came at the door. She came knocking and she's like, go to bed, no noise. This is time to go to bed, blah, blah, blah. But then I'm just like, okay, that girl didn't end up waking up. It was just me that was up. I was the only one that spotted it. And later on in life, I would tell people exactly what I seen. And like I said, it's either they believe me or not. But I was so and on. I didn't even tell my mom. I never told my mom. I never told my dad or anything. I just felt like a lot of people wouldn't believe me. And especially being a black person, I'm just saying, Jamaican, like, we don't really like, I mean, a lot of Jamaican people, we do believe in certain things. But when it comes to that, it's just like, I don't know if they would believe me. So I kept it to myself. I just kept that to myself and I just shared it with my friends. It's either you believe me or you didn't, but that is my story and I'm sticking to it. That's exactly what I've seen. I feel like me telling this story, I feel like it'll come back. I feel like that fairy will come back. Those fairies will come back somehow, because I feel like whatever you believe in, that is exactly what comes to light. It's the weirdest thing. Whenever you believe in something, like, it just comes to light. Look at me doing my makeup. It doesn't even look the best, but whatever, it's for the story. But what do you guys think? Tell me down below if you guys believe in my story or if you don't believe in my story, or if you guys have any experiences closer to this. Let me know. Let me hear it below. Like, I would really love to hear. I'm interested in all of this stuff. I know that there's aliens amongst us. I know that there's other species amongst us for sure. There's no way in hell it's just us. There's no way. But whew, this is how simple I am with my makeup. I am not the type to go off and do the most unless I'm going out. Thank you so much, Bubbly, for getting me my ring light for my birthday. She's so sweet. I look so much better in my videos, hopefully. But that's pretty much the end of my story time. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Do not forget to like and subscribe below. Please leave a comment because I'd really love to hear what you guys think about this. Like, I'd really love to hear what you guys think about me seeing fairies, actually. Like, you know, I felt crazy for the longest time. I'm just like, there's no way in how, like, I legit seen 2 fairies and nobody else has seen fairies. Like, how am I the only one that has spotted a fairy? But yeah, this is pretty much my finished look. I don't really like it, but you know, whatever, it's for the video. But yes, thank you guys so much otherwise for tuning into my story. Like and subscribe below, comment below, and I will see you guys another time with another story. All right, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Bye. This is actually my finished look. I forgot to do my eyebrows on camera because I'm telling the story and I'm not used to it. Who do I think I am? But this is the finished look. It is actually pretty hot today, so my makeup is like sweating at the same time. But yeah, I just had to add that little snippet in there.